Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine. Let's start the new chapter with the quote. The quote is, the best way to predict your future is to create it. With this, we'll start our new chapter, that is chapter number 21. Let's say water. Now in this chapter, you are going to learn about water, how you should use the water, how you should save the water. And there is one misprint in your textbook and in workbook. दोनों में अलग-अलग है. क्या चैप्टर का नाम भी और चैप्टर का नंबर भी. So आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक में this is your chapter number 20. The name of the chapter is Drop by Drop. But in your workbook, it is chapter number 21 and the name of the chapter is Let's Save Water. The content in both is the same, just the name and the number is different. So, in your textbook, it is chapter number 20, Drop by Drop. We'll read a story and understand it. Madhu lives in Baju. Who is Madhav? A boy who lives in Baju, a small village in Rajasthan. There was a village in Rajasthan called Baju. It is hardly a village. All you see is sand all around. You can see in his village there is everywhere sand. One can see some houses when the sand does not blow. क्या होता है उसके विलेज में सैंड वाला विलेज है तो उधर क्या होता है कि मिट्टी बहुत उड़ती है तो हमको घर भी दिखाई देते नहीं है. Everyone in Madhav's family is upset. Now everyone in the family is upset. Now why they are upset? Every summer there is a water scarcity in his place. Now every summer there is a water scarcity, means shortage of water in his village. This year it is worse, means the condition is more bad. It did not rain at all. Why the condition is bad? Because it did not rain at all. His mother and sister have to walk a longer distance to fetch water as the nearby pond has also dried. Now his mother and sister have to go longer distance to bring the water at the home. Each day they spend hours just to get 4 pots of water. They just get 4 pots of water and they have to spend hours and hours to get only 4 pots of water. While walking on the hot sand, their feet burns and blisters just cannot be avoided. अब जब हम गरम रेत में वॉक करेंगे तो क्या होगा? पाँव झलते हैं और क्या हो जाते हैं? कभी कभी तो उनको ब्लिस्टर्स. What is the meaning of blister? Means छाले पड़ जाते हैं. But they cannot avoid it. When the train carrying water comes, they are very happy. When the train carrying water, now when the train comes with the water, they became very happy. Madhav's father goes to fetch water in his camel cart. Now how Madhav's father is going to fetch water? In his camel cart. But this does not happen often. Often means regularly. ऐसा रोज नहीं होता है कि उनको easily water मिल जाए. People keep waiting days and days for water. In his village, people are waiting days and days to get the water easily. Some people collect rain water. This is done by a special method by making tents, yani tanka. Do you know what a tanka is and how it is built? Now, in his village, most of the people build tanks to collect the rainwater and they use the rain water. Now, to build a tanka, how to build a tanka? A pit is dug in the courtyard. A pit is dug in the courtyard means आंगन में क्या करते हैं, खड्डा खोद देते हैं, ऐसे पिट, ओके। एंड इट इज मेड पक्का, और उसको कैसे बनाया जाता है, पक्का। द टंका इज केप्ट कवर्ड विद अ लिड। नाउ दे कवर्ड द टंका विद अ लिड, मीन्स उसको ढक देते हैं। The roof of the house is made sloping so that the rain water collected here flows through a pipe into the tanka. Now, how they make the roof of the house? They sloping. कैसे होती है roof house की sloping? So that the water directly किस में जाए, नीचे टंके में चला जाए. A sieve is attached to the mouth of the pipe so that no dirt goes into the tanka. अब उसमें क्या कर देते हैं, उसके साथ कुछ अटैच कर देते हैं, ताकि सीव अटैच कर देते हैं ताकि क्या जाए, उसमें गंदगी ना जाए, ओनली वाटर जाए, ओके। दिस वाटर इज यूज्ड फॉर ड्रिंकिंग आफ्टर इट इज क्लीन. नाउ दे यूज दिस वाटर आफ्टर इट इज क्लीन, है ना। गंदा पानी तो यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं, गंदा पानी यूज करेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, हमको डिफरेंट डिजीज हो जाएंगी, है ना। समटाइम्स mother is allowed to take water from one of the tankas of the village. Sometimes mother's family is allowed to take the water from the tanka in their village. Just like mother, Sonal also faces water scarcity in her house. Now, just like mother, Sonal is also facing the water scarcity. Okay, she lives in Bhavnagar. Water is supplied only for half an hour in a day. Now, water is supplied in their city only for half an hour. They get water. All the people of the area depend on only a single tap. From single tap, all the people of the area are taking water for their use. Can you imagine what happens when the whole area is using one single tap for the water? Sonal is determined to take water from the tap. Whenever she gets a chance, she fills her bucket, even if it just drop by drop. When the water is coming drop by drop also, she is taking the water from that tap. Now, with this story, what we learned, that in many cities and villages, people are facing scarcity of water. But in our city, we are getting sufficient amount of water. So, with this, what we learned, we should not waste the water and we should use it very properly. Now, what is water? We all know water is life. Without water, life is not at all possible. Right from the minute we wake up until we go to bed, we need water at every moment. We need water at every moment. Water is life, okay? Now next, where can we get water? From where we get water? So, about 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. How much percentage of the earth is covered with water? 71%. The main source of water is rain. What is the main source of water? Is rain. Now, we can also find water at lakes, rivers, oceans, seas and etc. We can get water from these. Okay. Next, what is done to make dirty water usable? What we should make to, मतलब dirty water को हम usable कैसे बना सकते हैं? Let's see. A piece of alum is immersed in dirty water. कुछ alum आता है, वो हम dirty water में डालेंगे. This makes all the dirt settle down at the bottom. With this help, the dirt will be settled down at the bottom, and the water on the top is carefully strained and taken in another pot. And क्या हो जाएगा, गंदगी नीचे हो जाएगी और ऊपर साफ पानी हो जाएगा. तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, साफ पानी को एक न्यू पॉट में शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं. This water now can be used. So with the help of the alum, the dirt is settled at the down, and you can use the top water by shifting it to the another vessel. To make well water in village germs free. Now if you want to make the water germ free, we should add potassium permanganate to added to is added to it. Potassium permanganate is added to make it germ free. Okay students, so in this way you can use the dirty water. Now next, what are the difficulties faced without water? Now what are the difficulties we will face if water is not there? So bathing would be impossible, vegetation would dry up, है ना. हमको वेजिटेशन उगाने के लिए क्या चाहिए होता है? वाटर चाहिए होता है. इसीलिए अगर वेजिटेशन नहीं हो, वाटर नहीं होगा तो वेजिटेशन भी क्या हो जाएंगे? ड्राई हो जाएंगे, सूख जाएंगे. कुकिंग वुड बी इम्पॉसिबल, है ना. क्वेंचिंग थर्स्ट वुड बी impossible, है ना. विदाउट वाटर, these are the difficulties we will face. Now what should we, why should we use water judiciously, means in a proper manner. क्यों हमको? Because water is very precious natural wealth. It is natural wealth, है ना. So we should use it very precisely. Usable water being very scant, we cannot waste this wealth in any way. We should not waste water in any way. The life of all the living creatures depend on the water. Every living being needs water to live the life on the earth. We cannot live without water. Without water, life is not at all possible on earth. Now next, what should we do in the house to save the water? Now what you can do to save the water? So while bathing, we should first fill the bucket, then we should close the tap and have a bath. While bathing, we should fill the bucket and then go for the bath. इससे क्या होगा? वाटर एक लिमिट में यूज होगा, है ना. नेक्स्ट, we should use just as much water as is needed while washing the clothes and utensils, है ना. While washing the clothes or the utensils, you should use limited amount of water. Next, we should keep taps running only for as much time as needed. कुछ बच्चे क्या करते हैं? टैप खोला रख के चले जाते हैं, तो दिस इज वेरी रॉन्ग, है ना. तब तक ही टैप खुला रखना है जब तक आप उधर खड़े हो या जब तक उसका नीड है. अदरवाइज जस्ट क्लोज द टैप टू सेव द वाटर. वी शुड क्लोज द टैप while brushing and shaving. We should close the tap while we brush. Okay. We should take just as much water as we want to drink in a glass, है ना. हम क्या करते हैं? बहुत सारा पानी भर देते हैं, फिर आधा पीते हैं, आधा फेंक देते हैं. तो ऐसा करना नहीं चाहिए. जितनी थर्स्ट है उतना ही पानी पीना चाहिए. So that we should not need to throw away any leftover water. So that we should not need to throw away the leftover water. Just add the limited. जितनी आपको थर्स्ट है उतना ही पानी आपको पीना चाहिए. ओके, लेना है और पीना है, फेंकना नहीं है. Now, what are the difficulties people face due to the scarcity of water? Now, what are the difficulties we will face when the shortage of the water on the earth? So, people's condition becomes very pitiable due to the scarcity of the water. बहुत ही खराब कंडीशन हो जाएगी अगर वाटर की शॉर्टेज आ गई तो. People have to walk long distance for water. Then we have to go long distance for the water, जो हमको अभी जाना नहीं पड़ता है. people need to go very far from 1 or 2 pots of water. बहुत दूर तक जाना पड़ता है just for 1 or 2 pots. When people do not get enough water to drink, they suffer from the various disease. अगर हमारी बॉडी को sufficient amount of water नहीं मिलेगा तो हमको क्या हो जाएंगी, various disease भी होने के chances रहते हैं. If water becomes less in a person's body, he or she may faint. अगर water हमारी बॉडी में sufficient amount में नहीं है तो हमको faint होने के भी chances रहते हैं. Thus, people have to face many difficulties due to scarcity of water. So, because of the scarcity, we have to face many difficulties. Okay, students. So, we should save water and use that much only जितना हमको चाहिए. Waste करना नहीं है. Okay, students. So, thank you. Read the chapter, read the story, and complete the chapter in your workbook.